we're gonna do I Spy with My Little Eye something black.
I was just gonna say, could you imagine? I spy something black.
the
There. You're like that.
right?
No, it's over there.
Are we talking about black people? We're talking about black atmosphere. I mean, we got some options here.
Welcome
I don't know what I'm doing.
to another episode of the Itchy Sweater Podcast. We are your humble servants, Rick and Roll.
Yes, sir.
And we're coming at you live from the Itchy Sweater Studio in Round Rock, Texas. Yeah. Shout out Round Rock.
Yeah.
So how are you, Kyle? I asked you this question earlier, but you didn't get to say it to everyone else. You only said it to me. So how are you to the people listening?
I'm here.
Yeah. Sometimes that's all that matters.
I've been driving all day and dealing with bullshit.
Yeah.
And then I went home, saw my kids and my wife, grabbed the dinner,
Yep.
and then came here.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've done podcasts in these types of, what is it called? Not circumstances? Conditions. Yeah, pop up in that Pepsi, baby. We've done podcasts like this in these conditions before.
Oh, we have.
Yeah.
When I worked with you still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember we came home. We came here together.
Yeah.
And we were both like just tired from the day. Like it was just such a long day.
I don't remember
and
what episode that was.
I
But
can't remember exactly which one. It's when we were talking about like the NFL, and it was what's his name on the Browns? Deshaun Watson. We were talking about like NFL rules and cases. And I can't remember exactly what episode that was, but we were talking about stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's when we had a completely different location.
Yeah, we were over there.
Yeah, that's when we were back facing window.
Such a different. Oh, we were facing the window.
No,
Or
our backs
we
were
weren't.
to the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were facing this way.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's not even in the right section anymore.
No,
Wow.
everything's been changed. Everything's been moved. It's a whole new world. Yeah, take a sip. Take a swig of it. Oh man. Oh wow, look at that. You chugged it. Damn near.
I'm good.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah, you could be burping a lot after
Anyways.
that. All that carbonation. But I tell you what, we are not. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the unnatural conditions that have been happening here in Texas.
Oh man.
We are not out of the woods yet.
Yeah, it's
but-
what tomorrow is the.
It gets cold again, but the initial freeze.
Yeah.
Our big first
Yeah.
initial freeze just happened.
Yeah.
It's still January. I don't think Texas winter is really over until March.
Yeah. I was
Just to
gonna
be
say-
safe.
I was gonna say March.
Yeah, not that it gets really that cold for a long extended period of time.
No, it doesn't.
But you're not really out of it until March hits. And we just had our first initial big freeze. We had temperatures in the teens,
And the
low teens.
Low. Even I've seen some that were under in the ones.
Yeah, and it didn't climb up. It only climbed up until up at about like 20 degrees.
Yeah.
For the Monday and Tuesday. Pretty
say
intense.
Tuesday it didn't get above 34.
Yeah, I think it was 30. Yeah, about the same
Austin.
here. Yeah, and then it kind of started to come slowly but surely back up. And then today we had a low of 39 and a high of 76.
76?
It got 76
Dude,
here.
it-
It wasn't even supposed to get that high. It's supposed to
Honestly,
get like 70.
On my way here,
Yeah.
it felt amazing.
Yeah, it feels great outside.
Like I had the windows down, just playing music. It had that nice crisp air smell that I miss from California. Like California falls that's what it reminds me of.
Okay.
It's just it's so nice.
Yeah. And like that type of shift shouldn't happen. A 40-degree shift is crazy to me.
Well-
because I remember, and we're going to talk about it, but that's ridiculous.
Oh no, it's horrible.
Like to you have to bring so many different outfits, because I walked out of my home this morning in jeans. I almost put on sweatpants underneath my jeans like I had Monday and Tuesday. But I walked out of here in jeans with these socks and boots and a hoodie with a long sleeve and a t-shirt underneath that long sleeve. Comfortable. I walked out. I was good. I started warming up. It was chilly. My nose was running a little bit, but I started warming up. I was good. By I think 1 o'clock, you almost rickrolled me. By 1 o'clock, I was up and I had to take the layer off. I had to shed a layer. All right. Now, by the time I leave work, I really wanted to. I had my t-shirt on, but I really needed like a t-shirt and some shorts because it was like 76 degrees. And I was like, it's not natural.
Right.
It's not natural. I don't like it.
No, and it's funny because you know those puffy. I think is it that jacket right there, or is that the sweatshirt?
It's puffy. Well, there's the.
Do you remember the
big
puffy ones that had the liners?
I traded that.
I just used it for the first time.
Did you?
Tuesday.
Okay. I traded that one for that.
Oh, that's right. You told me you traded him for that one.
Mm-hmm. Because that one's better when I'm walking.
I bet it is.
The big puffy one. I'm sweating.
Dude, I had, which now I know what I need, but I had jeans on.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any long johns or anything, which is what I really would have loved to have.
Mm-hmm.
Like a good pair of thermals or something.
So good. Monday and Tuesday was so nice.
Do you have thermals?
I have sweatpants that cling to my legs.
I don't have any like that.
Yeah.
So I just wore jeans, which my legs were okay. I had a long sleeve shirt. I had a sweatshirt, and then I had that double line jacket.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the only place that was cold
handy. What's up?
was my feet.
Yeah, it does.
I wore one pair of socks.
Oh man,
I should have wore two. My feet were so cold all day long.
You gotta learn from the Midwesterns, man.
See, I mean, you didn't tell me.
I didn't.
So I blame
it's my fault. It is my fault.
It is all your fault.
You know something that actually helps keeps your feet insulated?
Socks.
Aluminum foil.
What, really?
Yeah, if you put aluminum foil just around like your toes,
yeah,
keep them warm.
Your toes?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, you put your socks on, there's some aluminum foil like over your toes, and then that'll help insulate the warmth and keep you warm.
I was just gonna tear out the insulation in the walls at the apartments that we built.
You could do that too,
and just stuff it in there, and then have like itchy feet. All
I was gonna say your feet be itchy for like the entire day, if not the day after.
Oh, dude,
it gets just like seeps in while your feet.
I bend over and I lean on the counters, like on the countertops, and all right here on the back of my forearms is so itchy. Like I'll get up in the morning. It doesn't do it until the morning, until I get in the shower. Then when I get in the shower, I'm like, just constant itching.
Yep.
I'll itch for probably a good 5 minutes.
I bet.
Straight.
And you got guys who are doing insulation like up in the roofs and stuff like that.
With no shirts on.
With no, yeah. And I'm like, how? How do you get you don't get used to that? There's no way.
No.
But
you
wild to me.
You said it was a 40
degree shift.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. My weather app, as it usually is not necessarily correct. The low was of 30 and the high was of 70. Now, when I woke up, it was 39 and it got up to 76. That's still pretty crazy.
So mine was 38 and 76.
Really?
Yeah. So tonight the low is 32. Guess what the high is tomorrow?
Oh, it's going to be like 40? Yeah.
44.
Yeah, so it's
going
to go back.
Another 30 degree
It's going to drop, though.
Yeah, but it's going to go down to 23, and then really windy tomorrow, and then cloudy, rain.
Yeah, the crazy thing is when it starts to warm up, that's when all the rain comes.
Yeah. But you know what's crazy?
Or you get back into the 60s, it's just going to be thunderstorms.
Yeah, right. Which I mind, but I don't mind because my jobs have roofs and walls and stuff. So
yeah.
But
should be good for sleep.
What's weird? Yes. What's weird is the patterns.
Mm-hmm.
This is just what I've been hearing because we watched the news this past week, and I don't know why I hate watching the news.
Mm.
But the weather came on, and I started to really pay attention to the weather. They had mentioned that this happened 2021 when the freeze happened.
Okay.
When the big one happened.
Yeah.
They said these exact patterns happened in January, except it snowed then.
It did, yeah. Because I remember...
And it was a lovely snow. It was just hey, look, we're just going to stay home.
I just had my Texas anniversary.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I moved here, it snowed the day before I started work. And it was nice. It was powdery. It was fine. And then the day after, it all melted. It was like 70-something. It all melted.
When is your Texas anniversary?
The January 10th. Hey.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Marks 3 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
2021.
2020. Wow. 21. Sorry.
Yep.
I was end of 2019.
Nice.
Like September? October.
I forget how close we were together.
Mhm.
I forget how like you actually haven't been here that long.
That much longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. But I these patterns
Yes.
are interesting. And I remember looking at the weather before I got here in December.
Mm-hmm.
And I got here in January, but I was saying like I was looking at the weather in December,
Mm-hmm.
and it was looking pretty good. And I feel like it's actually been a little bit colder
Lately?
lately than when it
yeah.
was when I moved.
Oh, definitely.
So it's interesting, but
I don't think it got. I think it snowed and it was in like the 20s.
yeah,
I don't think it got that damn cold.
yeah.
Now,
But again, we are talking about stuff but they're saying these are the patterns.
Yes.
And I don't remember this.
I remember it being cold.
Yeah.
I don't remember being that damn cold.
Yeah, but I remember it warmed like right up
Yeah,
because I remember
yeah.
I was going to downtown. I was heading downtown to do photos, and like for a solid couple of weeks, we were having days that were warmer than even today.
Yeah.
Because it would be like maybe 50 something in the morning, and then it'll warm up to like 76.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like from what I remember in 2021. I don't remember these. I'm not a meteorologist,
Of
but I don't
course.
remember these patterns.
So what they said was, the only difference was that it wasn't as cold and it snowed.
Mm-hmm.
But then they said immediately after, rain followed.
Okay.
And so, I mean, that
I
could have
feel like
happened
that's just
anywhere.
weather.
Yeah. That could have happened anywhere. But they're saying the same thing. It rained for like 4 days. It's supposed to rain for 4 days.
Okay.
I don't know. It's lining up apparently. And
All right.
I mean, if that's any indication of what we're going to have, then God dang it.
Yeah, I know, right? I definitely still stocked up on the things that I did not have. In 2021, it wasn't that bad for me. I know a lot of people lost power and water. I lost neither. I only lost water for like a couple hours.
You were at the middle finger house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, actually, I was no. I
Oh
was,
no, you were at HEB.
Yeah, HB Plus.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, it's HEB Plus.
Yeah, which is actually smaller and not as much stuff was in the Plus.
Doesn't seem like it.
HEB Plus, not anything else. But that was a bad joke.
You know what? I talked to. I didn't really catch it either. Anyway, so it's okay. Ha ha ha.
Oh, let
No.
me. There we go.
Jokes. You know, I talked to. Side note: I talked to a girl at the new HEB in Georgetown.
Yeah.
The one they spent a bunch of money on.
Yeah, and you can tell.
I asked her, I'm like, how do you guys like this place compared to the other one? She goes, I don't. I'm like, well, what? Why?
Honestly,
She said,
love it.
well, and I kind of get what she's saying, but then again, I'm like, you're stupid. She said, it doesn't have any character, or it doesn't have the character that the old one had. Did you ever go to the other one across the road?
I don't think I did.
It was kind of, it seemed kind of more ghetto than the ones that you usually see.
That was the character, Kyle.
I know.
Yeah.
And so,
She misses the character.
I mean, by all means. But you could clearly tell like the lighting and stuff was gross. Like the flooring wasn't good. It
Okay.
looked pretty bad at
Yeah.
the end of it. And I kind of, when she said that, I kind of looked at her and I'm like, what? Really? And she goes, oh yeah, like there's a bunch of us that are that same way. We came from that other store and we just don't like it. I mean,
We should go interview her.
we should.
Yeah, and be like, hey, this is Itchy Sweater Podcast. We only tell the truth here. Yeah. And you should tell us, what do you actually mean? And she'll go, no, actually, it's about character. I really loved the character. I loved the dust. I loved the crow's nest. I loved the crappy floors. I missed the shelving.
I missed
and
that dull lighting.
I missed the dull lighting. It had character. This is dull. This is stupid. This is awful. It's horrible. And we're busy.
With Harold E. Butts behind her.
With
saying
Harold E.
that.
Butts.
Right behind her.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, well, Y'all can go ahead and get the fuck out of here then.
He was joking.
No, he wasn't. Severance package, bitch.
Severance.
Get out.
But I wanted to bring the preparation. I feel like there's a little bit of PTSD happening in Texas because even myself who didn't lose power and water and all that stuff. I prepared this year, this time.
Yeah.
I got 2 little generators, like little solar generators. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Little, just little packs, just something just in case. I got one specifically for my reptiles for their heating, and I got one for just stuff that I might need, like whether it's whatever I need to power.
Yeah.
So I got that. I stocked up on water. I got some more canned goods.
Yeah, I seen the 2 cases of water. Or
Yeah.
the case and whatever's underneath.
Yeah, sparkling water. Because Kiera got me into sparkling water, so I've been drinking a lot more of that.
Damn you.
But I'm stocked up.
Speaking of sparkling water, if they just sponsor us,
Oh yeah,
character.
character.
I missed the character.
Liquid Death, come on.
Come on,
We
Liquid
need
Death.
some character, Liquid Death.
Whatever your Mike or whatever your name is.
Yeah, well,
God,
it
we
was
suck.
Mike. Mike
Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski. Oh, shout out Mike Wazowski. Woo! But yeah. So I'm experiencing a little bit of those flashbacks, and I think I am having a bit of an issue as far as trusting my apartment complex.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there's been some issues here that I did not have to deal with at the other complex,
Like
and
what?
I'm just like random outages. Some apartments have been having just like spotty electrical
You
issues.
guys are by like 2 hospitals right here.
We
or
are,
one or something like that.
and it's not like there's an outage like a lot or for a long period of time, but there was. Sometimes you'll just have like a short little just surge. And there was a couple months ago where the power just went out just randomly went out.
Really?
Everybody's power went out. I had to go to Kiera's place, and it was on Sunday, so I had to work the next day.
Oh shit!
And it was just like, I was just like, this is dumb.
And how far down does she live down there?
South Austin. It's not old South Austin, thank God, but it's south. It's like
Is it
10
like-
minutes south of downtown,
Past the river?
past the river.
Oh fuck!
So it was
Oh dude.
so it wasn't terribly south, but it was south. And if you're in Austin period and you had to go up north to Round Rock, that's still a decent little trip. So
That's like
Because
that's
of-
still a 30 to 45 minute trip, even from downtown.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
bad.
yeah, it wasn't great, but I'm having like some issues with the complex and having some trust issues. So I feel like I had to stock up this time because I don't know what's going to happen here.
Well, and it's crazy because like your PTSD thing, we went into HEB that same day. Everything in the water section was gone.
Yeah.
Toilet paper was still in stock.
Oh, you actually had toilet paper
There
in
was- there
stock.
was
Wow.
still-
Oh.
We didn't grab any.
Yeah.
I mean, I could rinse my ass off with water or something. I don't know. Something
Right.
better.
And I'm, by myself, so
Yeah.
pack of toilet paper lasts forever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
And I take my poops on the clock, so I don't even
Oh,
poop that
yeah.
much at home. I'm getting paid to poop.
well, I'm Play-Doh, so. Play-Doh mirror, baby. But yeah, we went in there, and I was surprised. That was one thing I was surprised to see, and I even made a comment about it because a guy was grabbing some water. So me being the smart ass I am, I'm like, damn, they actually, there's still actually water here?
Yeah.
And one of the HEB guys and this customer, they were both like, yeah, we both thought the same thing. We turned the aisle and went, oh, shit, there's nothing here. Oh, nope, there's a couple cases down the middle. But
Cases down the middle,
I'm like,
baby.
guys, y'all are freaking out over nothing.
Yeah, it's I think it's a little bit well, it depends because I think this is definitely not the worst of it. I think people may it's in Texas is massive.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there are some areas that did get a little bit worse. There are some areas that got more rain, and because of that you had like sleet and ice and things like that. But I do think that you do kind of need to weigh things out a bit.
Yeah.
And I think that this might be a little bit too early to hit the panic button.
Yeah.
Because we still got a whole nother month to get through.
Oh, definitely.
And that is usually when Texas winter is at its worst is in
is
February.
in February. I was just going to say that. Middle of February or beginning of February is usually when it hits.
Yeah. And I also wanted to talk about preparation just in this state in general, because I know that being from the Midwest, we took things. We had a different approach. I think it's because we know what our winters are going to bring, and we know how bad it can get. And there is a different level of preparation. And I wanted to also ask about how it is in Cali, as far as like winters when things are going to get kind of crazy. Is like, because I know snow is not necessarily that big of an issue. It can happen.
It can happen. Yeah.
So how about like with winter preparation when it
Okay.
comes to like maybe getting some ice or some icy conditions?
I'll give you 2 point of views because I lived in the valley
Mm-hmm.
and I've lived in the mountains.
Yeah.
So in the mountains growing up, I mean, obviously, if snow was bad, I don't know what they base it on exactly, but if there was probably 4 to 6 inches on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
they would call it.
Okay.
Or they would call a delayed start at least.
Gotcha.
Usually it was like 10 o'clock we went in. That was like during high school.
Oh yeah, I remember those 2-hour delays and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
But I think anything above 6 inches is when they were like, okay, we're going to shut down for the day, or at least do a 2-hour delay and then reevaluate here in a couple hours. And they had trucks that the big trucks that had snow plows. I think they didn't salt the roads.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what they used, but they didn't use salt.
Okay.
And that's one thing about like the West Coast is you don't have to use salt. That's why you find a lot of like non-rusted cars because they don't use it.
Yeah.
Especially in California. But I mean, they had the snow plows. I think they put dirt on the road or whatever it was. It wasn't bad. There was never a time where people panicked and had to go, oh my gosh, you go into Pioneer Market. That's where, the main supermarket was. You go in there, you buy out the whole store, you take all the toilet paper, you take all the water,
Mm-hmm.
and you take everything else. I mean, it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
I don't think there was ever like that. And I mean, almost everybody has 4-wheel drive, or at least all-wheel drive, or whatever could make it into town. And it's not like it wasn't icy. It was just when it snowed, it was just wet, cold, and I mean, it didn't ice. It was just it kind of powdery.
Okay. Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bad. Now,
That's where sand is okay.
yeah, I think it was sand. I think that's exactly what they used.
Yeah.
But now the Central Valley area.
Mm-hmm.
See, I was hour 15 from Mariposa.
Shout out her pose.
Haven't done one of those perfect in a while. And down there, winter, it was just cold. Like it didn't really snow. It hailed a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of rain.
Yeah.
Lots of rain, if anything.
Yeah. Like
But
the
just-
rainy season was really
Yeah.
rainy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But rain, cold, mainly just cold, honestly.
Okay, but nothing like snow
No,
and
no,
icy
I think-
sleet or anything like that.
It may have sleeted a few times.
Okay, but just nothing crazy.
nothing crazy. No,
Okay.
it wasn't bad.
Okay. So yeah, and the interesting thing about, and this is something I'm kind of realizing too about the whole like preparation and winterizing the grid and stuff like that. I'm realizing how other states that at least know for the most part what they're going to get, the winterization of their equipment that's supposed to hold up to that type of stuff is really important. And I know in Indiana, we're going to get snow, we're going to get sleet, we're going to get ice, and, salt everywhere. Everybody has salt. There's salt trucks that are just dumping the streets with salt. And we're prepared. We got everything we need. But we know the state isn't really going to shut down. If you're going to get maybe a couple of delays here and there. But for the most part, even if it snows 6 inches, you're still going to school. And you're going to get delays, but you're still going to school. The snow would have to be ridiculous for them
Really?
to shut the school down. And
How-
it's been a little bit. I don't know if things have maybe changed, but I remember going to school in some pretty crazy snow.
How can they justify, especially like, hey, I can't make it to school, like I'm not coming in. Like, how do they justify that?
The roads, because the roads are clear, because they prepare for what's going to happen. So there's salt already laid. So by the time there's snow and ice hitting the road, it's melted. So for most part, you maybe have like a little thin layer
Yeah.
of powdery snow, or maybe there's some spots where you have black ice and things like that. But the roads are fine.
Okay.
And there's plows also. So with those salt trucks, you also have plow trucks that are working, ungodly hours that are plowing the snow.
Yeah.
So by the time you actually do have to make your commute to work or wherever, the road is fine for the most part. And you can get some pretty good traction. And I know that power outages are just not really a thing. Like our equipment
out in the Midwest.
yeah, like the equipment, the grid, all that stuff. We don't have to worry about that stuff. It's all winterized. It's all prepped. I don't remember ever having a winter power outage.
No.
So that's just I've never had to think about getting a generator or anything like that.
Same. Only if like a tree branch didn't hit the power line or
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
that was like the only thing we had to worry about if there was a power outage. And we're like, well, what the heck? What happened?
I was more
Tree
worried
fell.
about that during like a lightning storm or stuff like that.
So unfortunately, is the way it is. All the trees out there are just absolutely dead, withered.
Mm-hmm.
So a good amount of snow on a tree will break it or break limbs and hit the power lines.
Right.
And if anything bounces off a power line, that's a sudden surge.
Exactly.
It'll go out.
Yeah.
Or somebody will hit one, or a tree will fall on it, fall on it. That was the only power outages we had. It was the same thing. It was, I want to say there was one time, and this will tell you how old we are. When I worked at Radio Shack.
Oh God. Jeez.
Blast from the past.
Shout out Radio Shack.
Dude, I'm telling you. So when I worked there, I didn't have 4-wheel drive. Or you know what? I did, but I want to say that was when I had my accident.
Did you have ABS?
Hey, abs? No, I never had them. Oh. Only had a keg. Only had this keg my whole time. But we my mom took me. She was like, "Hey, your car's still in the shop. I'll take you to work." I was like, "All right, cool." So we go there. I was supposed to be there at like 10. We leave at like 9 to go over there because I'm in Oakhurst, the next town over.
Right.
So we're driving. Whole town has no power.
Wow.
And we're like, what the
Whole
hell?
town's just shut down, huh?
Yeah. Well, and so I get to work, and I'm like, nobody's here. What do I do?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I try and call my boss. He lives in Fresno, so he's coming through the mountains on the other side.
How far is that away from where you were?
Good. Man,
Just to gauge.
what is that, like 45 to an hour
Okay.
away?
Yeah.
But he was a manager, so he'd drive up there, every whatever days. Couldn't get a hold of him. Waited like 30 minutes. Kept trying to get a hold of him. Fuck it, I'm not going to work.
Right. Might as well not. Can't even get a hold of anybody.
Yeah. And the two girls that I worked with, they were like, "Yeah, we're not going to work. We can't get a hold of him either." I was like, "All right, the whole town shut down. I'm going back to Mariposa
Okay. Shout out Mariposa
for not losing your power. Good
Yeah,
job."
Exactly. Yeah, it's just really weird to see like the dynamic of like, gotta get what I need, gotta get prepped, gotta get all this stuff, and I'm thinking about now I got generators, and I'm stocking up on water, and I'm stocking up on food, and this was never really an issue for me.
No.
And I even remember the big freeze in 2021 here, and I remember going outside, and I was just like, it's like that bad, Like
Yeah.
it's just like the biggest thing for me. What I saw though, and when I moved here, I saw it too when it snowed. I at least thought that there would be a salt truck. I thought I would at least see one.
I was waiting on you
and
to
there
touch
was
this.
none.
No.
And it was just like
No plows.
no plows, no salt trucks. The only thing I saw on the road was sand, and I was like, this is not powdery conditions. This is ice. Like the road was
Yeah.
all ice. It
I
was a
remember
big.
all
I have
those-
never seen a road like that in my life. Where it was
Yeah.
just a sheet of ice, and the only thing they put down was sand. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is not gonna
It's
help.
not gonna do anything.
Yeah, I was just. It blew my mind to see like the lack of preparation.
You want to know what's funny?
What's
Let's
that?
see what'll make you laugh. Guess what they bought the next year?
What, ice or salt?
2 plow trucks.
For
the whole-
Let's go. Let's go, baby. Texas got it together. Give it up for Texas. 2 plow trucks. Mind blowing.
Supposedly it was in their budget, and they were like, "Yeah, we're
In
just
their
gonna
budget.
We're gonna get 2 plow trucks to do the main,
Good
just the
Lord.
main."
I'd rather you just get salt trucks than plow trucks.
Yeah.
Screw the plow trucks. The salt is gonna help it melt. Like you don't need plow trucks
Yeah.
for ice.
I guess they only got them to do the main highways. So like 130, 35, 1.
Yeah, but even that's kind of stupid. I
Yeah.
think if you're going to invest in trucks, like the plows aren't really going to do anything with ice. Like even in Indianapolis,
Oh, for sure.
the thing is just going to scrape on the ice.
Yeah.
It's not going to do anything. Is it going to go like just scrape on the ice? You need to get salt trucks to at least melt it.
Yeah.
So people can. It's going to be slushy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
but
yeah.
people are at least going to be able to drive. Like the plow truck's not going to do anything. I don't know why you invest in that
I
and
don't
not
know.
get. But that's just weird to me. That's just weird. Like this whole grid issue, and people scared of like the grid going down, and like it's a legitimate concern. And I'm
what?
just like, I never had the. This never even entered my mind before.
No, until you got out here. Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. And what's funny is they talk about it all the time. Oh, the power grid. Oh, the power grid. Why don't you do like, West Texas has done where they've got all those wind, the turbines?
Yeah,
Get some turbines out here.
I swear, man. West
Or-
Texas is like a completely different state.
or solar.
Yeah,
You want to be green? Go get solar.
dude. El Paso. Well, Texas doesn't really want to be green, but El Paso.
Oh, Austin. Sorry.
Yeah, El Paso went like there was comments I remember seeing. It was like, good luck with that. We don't have to worry about that. Like everybody in West Texas area, it was like, no, we don't have to worry about that.
No,
type of
they
stuff.
didn't.
Like
They didn't lose any power.
No, and they had they had their power grid was taken care of. There is some solar and some wind power that they have out there, but for the most part, all that was taken care of.
Yeah.
So it's like depending on where you go in Texas and what grid you're on is like depending on whether it's regulated or not. And we're dealing here in Central Texas, we're dealing with ERCOT,
Yeah.
and the power grid possibly going down just because of some snow.
It's the
or some
weirdest
ice,
thing.
and I'm just like, ugh. And you had some issues with rolling blackouts when it got too hot.
When it got hot.
So
yeah.
I'm like, you can't even deal with the heat.
I
This is
can't.
Texas.
And it's funny because they say, oh, we need to, they're worried about it, and we need to make more because there's more people moving here every day. Yeah, that's true. Be prepared.
Just winterize it.
Texas is not prepared.
And the grid is not regulated.
No.
And that's so stupid to me because if you do not enforce regulation on the grid, they're not going to do it.
No.
That costs money.
Yeah.
They're not going to want to spend the money. They're not going to do it just because of goodwill.
Yeah.
They don't care.
No.
So they're not you have
No.
to actually enforce regulation so they actually do it.
They only care if it affects them.
Yeah, and
That's
that's
the only time they care.
That's when it affects them.
Yeah.
Not before. It's when they're in the shit.
And it's like when we were in the Jarrow house. I mean, fuck. I could ask Kayla. I'll have her listen to this, and she'll probably laugh. How many times the power went out there because the wind blew? I swear to you, Jacqueline Jeffcoat. She lives
yeah.
in the same neighborhood we lived in.
Yep. And he's got a little gust
Same
of wind
thing.
and
Gust of wind.
yeah.
Oh, hey, power's out over here. Facebook page, So then you're over there going like, okay, I'm not on the Wi-Fi anymore. Let me check and see
Yeah.
what the neighborhood Facebook
Let's
page
see what's
says.
going on.
20 different people are like, yep, don't have power down here.
Did you ever experience? Have you ever had a dish in your lifetime, like a
Dish?
a satellite dish?
Oh, yes.
I remember
yeah.
my dad's dish because he had like Dish Network, Dish TV, or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember it would be like too hot, like the
Really?
if it got too hot and like the sun was beating down on it, we would lose connection.
Wow, I've never
We
heard
wouldn't
of
lose
that.
like all power; it'd be fine. But like the dish would go out because like it's just hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like sometimes we'd experience interruptions because of it
See-
was saying because of solar energy or something like that. It would be saying it's
we
like
had-
all jacked up.
The dish, like up in when I used to live with my dad, or be at my mom's. I mean, if it rained hard or if it snowed, Sorry. It would start breaking up. You'd get like this up here freezes, then this is still going, and this down here freezes on the TV.
For sure.
It would do all that kind of crap, and I mean that's all we had, or it would say, "Oh, signal lost," whatever. Lots of time when it rained, it would do that.
Yeah, the rain was ridiculous. Yeah, like I if it was gonna be any type of like consistent or heavy rain, it was almost guaranteed that we were just not gonna have TV for a while. It's gonna get knocked out. And so like I hated the dish.
What's crazy is I don't remember what we did when the power went out. It's such a crazy thing to think about now when you're older, and that you rely on like your phone and everything. Like, I'll admit it, I'm on my phone.
Yeah, because I'm
almost married to it.
Yeah, we have it. We have it all the time. It's honestly, it's even I have it on me. I'm up in the back of my pocket all the time. Yeah, it's just with me. That's wild to think about.
And trying to think. Try right now. Okay, power went out. What did you do? Because I can't think of anything.
I can only think like the power itself, like not just cable, like the entire power.
Let's say cable.
Okay. If the cable went out, if I'm at my dad's place at this time, I knew I had a couple of options. All right, so if the cable goes out, we have DVDs.
Yeah.
So we still have TV.
Yeah.
So we can watch a whole bunch of shows, we can watch a movie, we can do something TV related if we want to. I also had puzzles, and I had my go-to puzzles. I had a Steve Irwin crocodile hunter puzzle. Yeah, it was 100 piece.
Damn.
It was like him and his wife holding a big crocodile, and I would put that puzzle piece together and try to figure it out until the cable came back if there was something we were going to watch. So there was some options. I also had an Xbox at that time.
Yeah.
So I could also play the game. Yeah. So if the cable was out, I wasn't completely out of options. It's kind of wild to think about now. It's like now if the power's out,
crank it up a little bit.
Okay,
power's
now
out.
if the power is out, we're gonna have to get creative.
You're going for that puzzle.
I'm going for the puzzle, but I would need light. So we're either gonna light candles or I'm gonna have my flashlight. And my dad loved mag lights, those big
those
cop
heavy
lights.
ones?
Yeah,
Oh,
those
dude.
big. He loved them. He had like 4
Big
of them.
old D battery inside of them. Oh my god,
He
weighed like
he
freaking
just-
50 pounds.
Yeah, he just had them around.
Yeah.
I was like, why do you have so many?
Why did you buy all these?
Yeah, and he had like the little ones too. Remember those little ones that
really?
you turned? Yeah, like the little mag lights. Those things were so cute. And those even weighed a lot.
Yeah.
But it was pretty much exclusively puzzles. And if there was a game, if we had a board game, maybe we're breaking the board game out. But for the most part, we're kind of just chilling and maybe talking, doing a little bit of I Spy with my little eye, something green. Oh. Then we're looking around.
Oh, you're looking at pitch black dark. You're like, yeah, it's green. It's over there.
Right. That's if we have a little bit of light, but if it's dark outside, there ain't no I Spy. Because then we're gonna do I Spy with my little eye, something black.
I was just gonna say, could you imagine? I spy something black.
The atmosphere.
You're like that,
right?
No, it's over there.
Are we talking about black people? We're talking about black atmosphere. I mean, we got some options here.
But if it was dark outside, there's pretty much no options. Like people are either going to bed early or we're just kind of chilling and talking, conversing with family.
Yeah.
If it's light, there's a couple more options because you could at least see. You could do things around the house.
Yeah.
But nighttime, we shut it down.
So when growing up, I was mainly with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to think. Power went out mainly in Mariposa, not really Merced.
You know what? Shout out Merced.
Ooh, that's a new one.
That's right. I did it.
But if we were in Merced, I had a basketball hoop.
Okay.
I loved basketball growing up, like elementary school to middle school.
I always wanted one of those, like outside, just to like play. Like my friends had them. Also jealous.
Damn, I don't know why.
That was really loud.
I didn't move my hand. I moved. You know what I did? I moved this hand like this, and this one didn't.
Just use the microphone as like an impromptu hand.
It's like one of those guys. They try to cover their fart and they go,
Yeah.
Like, wait, what?
Oh, you went a little too early there.
Sorry.
Wish it was a silent one.
Right. Silent wet. But yeah, we had
silent and wet.
kind of rumbles your butt cheeks a little bit, and then you feel something. You're like, oh shit. So yeah, we had the basketball hoop. Of course, I had the Xbox too.
Yeah, of course.
So, but if the power went out, I'm just gonna think about other things I had. I had a bike.
Mm-hmm.
We had the basketball hoop. In Merced.
That's daytime.
In Merced. Oh my gosh, really? I think those were my only two options. If the
Okay.
power went out.
Okay, but that's during the day.
That's during the
That's
day.
stuff you can do during the day. Now, like, what if your power went out at night?
At night.
Yeah.
Oh man,
No lights, baby.
no lights.
It's like how it looks outside right now, and the lights are out. No
pretty-
power, baby.
It's pretty white outside right now.
It's
Can't see how.
I spy with my little eye. Something white.
White people
Are
or
we
white
talking-
atmosphere?
Now, are we talking about white? Are we talking about white atmosphere, white curtains, white people, white walls? Like, we have some options here. What are my options?
white power?
Are
What are we talking about here?
white power? Are we talking about white supremacy?
You want to talk about Hitler?
Are we talking about Hitler? Now we can talk about white people.
Oh shit. Man, honestly, I don't
Just shut it down like me.
know.
Did you-
because
did you
I
converse?
had- okay, so I had the way my closet went.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put it down. Okay, so there were clothes over here,
Yeah.
clothes over here.
Yeah.
This middle section, it had shelves in it. I want to say like, man, I'm trying to think what was in there. You know what I had for the longest time is I had this giant thing, probably about that, probably a foot long by like 8 inches or 9 inches deep, bucket of crayons, colored pencils, color markers, pastels, like a bunch of shit. Like I loved coloring.
Holy crap. Ooh, a coloring book. That would be nice.
Yeah, I think that might have been one thing. I had a drumming pad, just a little pad, just a little practice pad.
For sure.
Other than that, nothing. Go to bed, I guess. I don't know. It's like the power's
Yeah.
out. I guess they're going to bed.
Now that I think about it, and this is another during the day type thing, unless we had like a little, battery powered light of some sort.
Yeah.
A coloring book. I remember having I think it was a dinosaur coloring book. I think that's what it was. So, but I only remember that one. I had like a couple. Like I don't think I finished it for a while, but that's another thing that if it was light outside, I would color too.
Yeah.
If I had that option.
You know,
So that's the other thing.
now that I think about it, that closet I'm thinking about
Mm-hmm.
was in Mariposa.
Oh, the closet was in Mariposa. Well, shout out Mariposa.
You can't do it. Oh,
Wow,
God.
okay.
So, I mean, the power didn't really go out in Merced very often.
Yeah, I don't
So-
remember much power outages. I just remember like just like a
There,
small
no.
handful.
But so let's move it to Mariposa now.
Yeah, more power outages.
More because of falling branches and stuff like
yeah,
that.
the branches. Yeah.
So the coloring,
Mm-hmm.
the practice pad,
Yeah.
my game,
Mm-hmm.
I had a TV that had a VHS on it.
Oh, you had a TV with the VHS.
Yeah, I wasn't cool enough to have the one with the DVD attached.
I never had the DVD attached one. I never.
I had an Xbox.
Okay.
That's what I did.
Yeah, that's what I did too. That's what I
But
did
it was
too.
the original Xbox.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Same. I could
Every-
play CDs,
Yeah.
play DVDs, anything.
You know, that's the one thing that I miss that they used. I don't know if they still do it, but you could. I had this MX versus ATV game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
I remember
what it
that
was.
game.
Or maybe it was MX Unleashed. I don't remember. But anyways,
That both existed.
you could. There was this one level you were in the desert. I want to say it was Octio Wells.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this long road, and you'd go brum 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 brum, and boom.
Mm.
Well, you know that song by Linkin Park, "Easier to Run."
Yeah.
It's easier to run.
Yeah.
So I'd hit it, I'd gut it, I'd wait for a certain time because I put that I put Meteora, Hybrid Theory, and there was another album I can't remember what it was on there
Mm-hmm.
because you can save your music on the Xbox. I could play it during my game,
Yeah.
like import tracks, and I mean, it's easy to run, and I'm not running, I'm flying.
Yeah.
It's easier to fly, you know, and just thinking of stuff like that, man, that was really
And
cool.
you used to be able to cut. I remember playing Amped.
Ooh.
Do you remember Amped?
Yes, I do.
That snowboarding
Yeah,
game,
snowboard game,
Amped
yeah.
2, and you could play your music.
Yeah,
I can remember you could download your own music to
Yeah.
Xbox. I would used to play my own tracks
Yeah.
while playing that game. That's something I remember is really cool.
what was the Tony Hawk one? Fuck, he's got so many.
It was Underground,
I
American
wanna say-
Wasteland.
which one was the one you could use the BMX bike?
That was American
Was it
Wasteland, I
American
believe.
Wasteland?
Yeah.
You could do it on there, and
Underground, sorry. I think it was Underground 2.
No, I think it's American Wasteland.
It
I
was?
think you're right.
Okay,
I
maybe
think
it
you're
was.
right.
Okay.
But you could go to it was Woodward Park, and I remember the right stick
Yeah.
was if you pushed up, it was bar spin. If you pushed left or right, it was tail whips.
Oh, yeah.
And then down, I don't remember what it was, but I mean flare, like triple, quadruple flares,
Oh, yeah.
Tail
you did some
whip.
great stuff.
and listening to songs on there.
Yeah, great stuff. That's like
But,
some really good soundtracks.
But putting your own music on there, or WWE game.
Yep.
I had was it Raw? WWE Raw, I think, was the game.
There was Raw versus SmackDown.
wasn't
There was
Raw versus
WrestleMania.
SmackDown, it was
there was
before that.
2000. Oh, there was No Mercy. That was in 64.
Yeah.
I had No Mercy on N64. That was a
think
great time.
I think it was a Raw, like a 2K
The Raw, a 2K Raw. Okay.
something like that.
Yeah.
And entrances, you could put your own music on
Put your own
there.
music on it. Yep.
Dude, coolest
Yeah.
thing ever.
Yeah, that was cool stuff.
Anyways, bring it way back about 5 minutes back. Oh,
Yeah, I remember listening to the Kickstart My Heart.
That- you know, that
Motocross.
that song was my bachelor party weekend.
Really?
That was the theme of the bachelor party
Oh,
weekend.
yeah, I love that.
I listened to it so much. If you ever get to meet my buddy Corey, me and him, we went four-wheeling because I had this old Blazer. And that day, the day before I got married, it was just me and him. I was like, let's go to LaGrange because
Yeah.
that was the place to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went out there, and all the way out there, just playing "Kickstart My Heart," "Kickstart My Heart," "Kickstart My Heart."
Kickstart my heart. It was so good. And there was also another song. I talked about this with our number one fan. And there's this part where it's like that song is like sex, sex, sex,
The number of the beast.
There's a part in the song where it goes,
Sacrifice going on tonight.
it goes like,
Yeah, it's Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden, yeah. And there's a part in the song that always makes me laugh because I remember listening to it when I was playing the motocross game. And he goes like, 'cause in my dreams, it's always here.
Evil fights and twists my mind into despair.
That always makes me laugh because it's just like he goes so high,
Yeah.
and he just gives it like 110%.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like- I'm like, oh my god,
That dude, he is an interesting person.
Oh yeah, I loved it.
There's
but
another. What's that other song you did? "Run to the Hills."
Run to the Hills.
Run to the hills.
Oh, I love Iron Maiden,
Run.
but
He does
like
that
just those
same thing.
nostalgic stuff.
He does that same thing in that song.
Mm-hmm.
He'll go, "Run for your life."
I love it, man.
Yeah,
Like
he's-
that was like metal vocals, like when they were like
What was that
like
guy's name?
I can't remember his name, but that was that era of like with him and Ronnie James Dio and
Yes.
like those guys who were like really trying to sing. And I was like, you should be doing like opera or something like that. And I know metal,
yeah.
I know metal has like opera roots, but I was just like, geez, like these
Okay.
guys really have some serious voices.
All right, let's see. Wow, there was 5.
Iron Maiden went through quite a few members.
I want to say the main one was Bruce Dickinson.
I think that, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's him.
Is an English singer, best known as the lead vocalist of the heavy metal band Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
2 stints from 81 to 93 and from 99 to present day. Yeah, that's who it is.
Okay.
Then there was Paul Diano, big old fat white dude.
Paul Diano.
Blaze Bailey,
Oh, Blaze Bailey. I do like a Blaze Bailey.
Dennis
Oh,
Wilcock,
a Dennis Wilcock. I'm a fan of a Wilcock.
and Paul Day.
Oh, Paul Day. I love a Paul Day.
You're freaking me out, guy. Calm down. Paul Day was only in there for a year.
Yeah, they didn't like Paul Day.
No, apparently not.
But I also wanted to bring, while we're on the topic of grids,
Yeah.
Would
Yeah,
you-
Not off topic.
would you live off the grid? Would you
Let's
go
see.
full, like, woodsman and live off the grids?
Okay.
And I do mean
so-
completely
all
off.
right.
Like,
Hold on.
no connection.
Hold on.
Yeah.
What situation are we talking about here? Just like, are we talking about like end of the world going off the grid? Or
No.
we're just talking right now, present day.
Yeah, we're just
I'm
talking
going to
like,
the woods.
let's say you've had enough.
I'm gonna answer this question before you even
You had enough of society.
know. It's a no for me, sir.
It's a no for me, dog.
It's a no. It's a no. I want
Okay.
you to explain, but I want to say why first.
Okay. This is the type of off the grid situation because there's different types of off the grid.
Yes.
There's people who live off the grid, but they still kind of have their phones.
Yeah.
I am talking 100% completely off the grid. You're living off of the land. You maybe have like a cabin. You know, you got to build your own fire. You got to go hunt for your food. You become your own, person. You have to live off the resources of the land. That's
So
fully
you-
off the grid, no connection to the outside world.
You come into town like once a month, kind of.
If that. Because most of the time, you're getting it where you live. If you need berries,
So-
you're getting berries outside. If you need the fruit, you grow it. If you need the vegetables, you grow it. If you need the meat, you hunt it. If you need the water, you go down by the creek
Okay. So,
and you boil it.
little known fact
Uh-huh.
about the Lemire family,
Oh, tell me about the Lemires.
or
Those
my
frickin' French frogs.
my side at least.
Yeah.
My dad, 1, 2, 3. My dad, the 3 other brothers, and I want to say it was just the boys. Lived in the mountains
Yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
When my dad and all of them were middle school to high school age, they all they did was what's it called? Gold pan?
Okay.
They just panned for gold.
Wow.
That's all they did.
Yeah.
My grandpa? My grandpa
Mm-hmm.
on my dad's side. Never met him. Heard he was a dickhead. His plan was to go from Rhode Island all the way down to California and then down to South America to mine diamonds. But they
Okay.
got stuck in Mariposa for some reason.
Okay.
So I'll see if I can find the video someday. I'll see if my uncle has it because I don't talk to my dad anymore.
Right.
You know that.
Yeah.
My uncle might still have it, but there's a video of the local news down in, I think, Merced that did a special on them.
Mm-hmm.
And what they did was all day long, they did chores. That's all they did.
Yeah.
They panned for gold. And every now and then they would they'd go to school once a week. And they would just basically go for gold the whole time.
Wow.
Um,
And that was their life.
Grandpa ran them into the ground.
Yeah.
Real
Wow.
hard ass, apparently.
Okay.
Grandma didn't really seem like she cared for it,
Mm-hmm.
but also at the time seemed like, they were all hippies back then, so didn't really want to say anything bad to Grandpa because I think Grandpa was abusive. I'm not sure.
Mm.
So it has happened with my family before, the off the grid thing.
Okay.
Now, myself, I like AC units.
Fair.
I like cold air.
Okay. Okay. Understood.
Can I build a cabin? Probably not.
What if one was already there?
Okay.
Cabin already established.
Okay.
But still no AC, of course.
That does suck.
Yeah.
I bet after a while, you get used to it, but I would have to somehow have a bow, a gun, something.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, you're fully stocked.
I'm not chucking spears at stuff like.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
maybe
you
fish
have-
though. Maybe chucking spears at fish.
Like
Like, I hear that's fun.
Okay. Like, you still have modern,
okay.
ways of doing things. Like,
Okay.
you
Okay.
have your gun,
Okay.
you have your cabin, but you do still have to build your fire. You have to, like, hunt for your food. You have to go down and boil water so it's safe to drink, stuff like that. But you still have, the world is still the world as is.
There's one issue with it.
What is that?
Hunting for food.
Yeah.
That would be the hard part.
Okay.
I'd probably be the guy that lived near a small town
So you can go get your meats
and
butchered.
can go into town and
Get your fresh
grab what I
cuts.
need to
Yeah.
and then go away.
Okay.
But it wouldn't be in Texas.
Yeah, I agree.
I would probably do it in like Tennessee or something like that.
Yeah, and I would pick probably a smaller place like Tennessee. Like I would go like Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, or something like that. I wouldn't do Texas.
No.
Yeah.
There's two seasons here.
Yeah.
I'm starting to, and I'll admit this any day of the week. I do love Texas. I've loved my time here.
Yeah.
I do not think Texas is the place to be.
I don't either.
I think I should have moved to. Well, one, I wish I didn't move. Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico.
Wish you stayed west.
I would have moved to Tennessee.
Okay.
Maybe Oklahoma. Like North Oklahoma.
Okay. Near like Colorado.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think if I did it again, I don't think I would move out here.
I agree to an extent. I did find amazing partners here, and my photography definitely has taken off
Flourished
in a
more.
better way.
Yeah.
But with that being said, with things how they are now, I definitely don't think I'm staying in Texas for the rest of my life. And I will probably move elsewhere. Probably, I don't even know if I'm going to have 10 years here.
Really?
Yeah,
What are you at right now?
3.
3.
I don't know if I'm going to make it to 10.
I probably will. I don't know if I'm moving.
Okay.
I did it once. I didn't like it.
Yeah. If you were to move, like you had the energy to, you had the money to, everything's ready if you just do it. If you had to move to a place, where would you move?
Well, here's the thing. That comes with questions. Are
It definitely does.
Kayla's parents going to?
They can if they need to.
Okay, because she ain't leaving
Okay.
if they're not leaving.
If they're not leaving, she's not leaving.
Yeah.
Okay, that's understandable.
So say they are.
Okay.
Let's put it this way. Brandon hasn't moved out here yet still. Amber is here, but she's moving as well, I guess.
Mm.
Man, honestly, maybe that's a tough question. That really is. I'm thinking like honestly, Nevada, Tennessee. I really would like to go to Tennessee.
Okay.
I
What is it about Tennessee that draws you?
I don't know. I see a lot of it's I love 4 different seasons.
Okay.
don't like
so
2
you like
seasons.
having the
I like
variety.
having everything.
Okay.
I'm white, so I'm okay to go there. It's still an area that is not so expensive.
Yeah, Tennessee's still pretty low in cost.
I think I don't know. Something about Tennessee makes me want to go that way.
Okay. I think somewhere Pacific Northwest for me.
Pacific. Oh yeah.
That's what
You've
kinda
said
what I'm
that
thinking.
before though. You've said like Washington or
Oregon, like that area. I just really like.
Yeah.
I like the art scene in the cities,
Now-
but I also like having the wilderness.
I know a guy that lives in.
But it's also pretty expensive. It's like stupid expensive.
I know a guy that lives in or actually I know 2 different guys that I went to school with in high school that live in Oregon and they love it.
Okay.
They absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And one guy was from there, was from Oregon. They moved down, and then I think they moved back.
Okay.
Another guy just always liked it. Ended up going to college up there, I think. I don't
Okay.
know. I'd have to ask him. But they say they love it, and I've never been north,
Mhm.
like north of. Oh man, what's north of Sacramento? Probably north of like, man, is it Yuba City?
Eureka.
I've never been to Eureka.
That's probably south, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know my
No,
California geography.
Eureka's up.
Oh, it is up.
Eureka's
Okay.
Because Eureka is where Mount.
Vesuvius.
Yeah, might as well be. It's huge. Mount. Mount shit.
Shout out Mount Shit.
I'll look it up. Anyways,
But-
to answer the question,
Uh-huh.
if I have everything I have now and in a state that I could do it in, probably. I wouldn't mind it. I'm not going full not caveman, but
Off the grid.
not full, full beard off the grid.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
There's conspiracies, man. I'm not doing that, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'll still go into town. People be like, "Hey, Kyle, good to see you."
I don't think I could.
That's it.
I don't think I could go off the grid.
Why not?
I think there'll be I don't think I would be able to meet the challenges needed. I've thought about like how that would be, and honestly, I don't think I would make it very long before I'm like, nah, I'd rather go back to the comforts that I had and do things that way. But yeah, I don't think I would personally, and yeah, I think I'm just too comfortable.
Yeah, no, I definitely. I mean, it does make it easier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the Eureka thing. I'm trying to figure out what the hell that mountain is.
It's okay. I'll transition to the ending, so you can maybe you'll find it by the time I get to the end. But this has been another episode of the Itchy Sweater Podcast. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, rate, and follow. We are on all major streaming platforms except for maybe SoundCloud. But other than that, we're on it.
Mount Shasta.
Mount Shasta, baby. Shout out Mount Shasta. And mission accomplished from Mr. Lemire.
I did it. I'm so happy. Thank you. I'd like to thank my mother, my father.
And on that note,
Podcast.
podcast.